Hello, everybody. This is Susan Heaton-Wright, and as I speak, it's in the middle of August 2026. And the reason why I'm mentioning the date is because in August, certainly in the Northern Hemisphere, things slow down. There are a number of countries where people go on holiday for the entire month, which is incredible. And many people take holidays, particularly if they've got children, which is absolutely brilliant. And things slow down with business. However, this is an opportunity for you to do lots of different things. Obviously, there are times when we need to have a break, particularly if it has been hard on in really hard work in July. Um, However, there is more time for some self-development. And in particular, things get going again in September. It's like the new school year. If you've already put some things in place, it means to say that you are ahead of the crowd. And what I wanted to do to share in this short podcast is some ideas that you can do. Now, I'm going to be very, very truthful with you. I am walking the talk. As I speak, I have signed up for an MIT neuroscience in business course. It said that it started on the 12th of August, but in fact, the first week is all admin. So I will be getting my first courses on Wednesday, and I'm talking on a Monday. So I'm very excited about that. But I realized that I had got a little bit of time for professional development. And certainly what I do, I believe it's really, really important to keep up to date with different things, to keep informed. And August can be quite a good thing for doing that. So first of all, there is a course that you might be able to do if you work in a corporate organization or even an SME. There might be courses that you're able to access, particularly online, that where you could develop some new skills. There are also, just looking around, I'm based in the United Kingdom. There are courses that the Open University do, online courses. Some of them are 8 hours long, some of them are slightly longer. Many of them are free, and it could be something that you develop. Looking at some of the topics, um, obviously, I was interested in leadership, but it can be anything around that, leading different meetings, things like that. Go and have a look. Um, Another thing that you can do is to set up some catch-up meetings. Not everybody is away. And I know that there are plenty of people who are really, really keen to talk to other people and catch up. And you know what happens when you catch up with other people, especially those you haven't seen for a little while? You start sharing things. It might be that there is a course, or, I've worked with Susan and I've really developed these skills. Why don't you contact her? Or I went along to this talk and it made me realize that I've got more ambition, or perhaps I want to move sideways. Things like that. Those catch-up meetings are really, really brilliant. So I would do that. I would go through your contacts, see who you could perhaps arrange a virtual coffee with, or even face to face, because certainly I've got some face to face. It's brilliant. Reading. I always do some reading. I'm an avid reader anyway, but I always make a point in August of doing some professional development reading. Now, I don't exclusively read hard copies of books. I also listen to Audible or Spotify now. I have to say that I'm using Spotify for Audible books. Another thing, and many people that have get my newsletter, they have received this. I curated 12 books, a list of 12 books in Blinkist, which is a platform where the books are summarized either in audio version or as text. So they summarize sometimes very complicated books so that you get a good understanding of that. And if you want more information, of course, you can go and read that. The hard copy or listen to the full length Audible book. But that's a really good way of upskilling. Also, coaching. I mentioned to you that sometimes people come to me in these times. Perhaps they have got a promotion interview that's going to be taking place in September or October, or they might be doing some presentations or even keynote speaking. This is an ideal time to spend a little bit of time on yourself and get that coaching. I've put my link below in case anybody is interested in having a chat with me or booking a virtual session with me. Always happy to do that. You could set up a challenge. You could say, well, during these weeks, I want to make sure that I contact these number of people, that I have these conversations, or that I listen to two Audible books. Um, think about those things. By the end of the month, I would like to have achieved this. I do two courses. That might be a great thing for you to do when things are quieter. Listening to podcasts. Now, we've talked about Audible books, but podcasts are also really, really useful. You're listening to my podcast. I don't know what your areas of expertise or interest are, but you can do some research to find some that could add value to you and to upskill with knowledge and expertise. And also in those conversations, get some recommendations from other people. Um, it could be that you have catch-up meetings with other people. It might be that they have some great ideas. And here's the last one. Why don't you keep accountable to each other? Because if you do that, you could perhaps message each other once a week and double check how you're going on with things. Maybe set a joint target. But I'm hoping that this short podcast will inspire you to go away and find that quiet time so that you can do some upskilling, so that in September, when everything starts again, when it's like the new school year, you will be ready to be the best version of yourself. Thank you very much for listening. This is Susan Heaton-Wright from Superstar Communicator podcast. Bye bye.